Hello and welcome back to My Online Football Coach. This is a shooting drill working on striker link-up play. Set up two markers 20 yards out from the 18-yard box. Then set up a marker each side of the pitch 5 yards in from the touchline. Then two markers at the edge of the box on either side about 10 yards apart. This drill is all about striker movement and linking up with the wide player. In the first variation, the ball will start with the central player. This would be your centre midfielder in a game. The ball is played to the wide player who will receive the ball behind the cone. At this point, the striker will check off his man towards the ball. The winger will run back round his cone, creating the angle for the 1-2 for a strike at goal. The centre midfielder then becomes the winger becomes the striker, and the striker goes back to the start of the queue. The same is then repeated down the right hand side and then back to the left. Key coaching points in this drill are angles created by both the wide men and the striker. Make sure your players are checking off the markers like they would check off a defender in a game. The layoff from the striker and the shot from the winger should be done in one touch. In the second variation, the ball is played from the central midfielder into the winger, back into the central midfielder. The ball is played directly into the striker for the winger who's making a run across the face of the striker for a shot at goal. Make sure your wingers are coming short to play the bounce with the centre midfielder, then spinning back behind the cone to create the angle to run across the face. This is teaching players movement in a game to get away from their man. If you're doing these drills with young kids, you can do it in 2 touches, but once they get used to it, they try and drop it into 1 touch. This makes it much more realistic for a game, because you won't have as much time. Make sure you're really emphasising the importance of creating angles and not to be stationary when receiving the ball. In the third progression, the ball is played wide into the winger. The striker then comes deeper off his man to set the ball back for the winger who's ran across the face. As soon as the striker's laid the ball off, he needs to peel slightly wider to create a gap for a slidden pass into the box for a first time finish. Movement with the striker is so important in this situation. Small movement outside is what creates the passing lane into the box. These small angles and small movements can make the difference come the day of a game. As you know, as I always say, I like to make drills competitive. For this, I like to split the 2 sides into 2 separate teams and then give each side 10 balls each. Whoever scores the most goals wins. You can also set a time limit for how long they have to score. I hope you enjoyed the drill. I hope you can use it in the future. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.